Up next, we have Erika Prosper, the First Lady of San Antonio, everybody! All right, Erika Prosper grew up as a migrant farm worker in the Rio Grande Valley and is now the Senior Director and Customer Insight for HEB. She earned a MA from UPENN Annenberg School and 2 bachelor's degrees from UT Austin. Girl, ooh. A lot of Erika's passion points revolve around efforts to help improve quality of life among underserved populations through girls and women empowerment, youth entrepreneurship, and literacy. The proudest aspect of her life is her family with Ron Nirenberg, mayor of San Antonio, and their son, Jonah. Everybody give it up for Erika Prosper, y'all.
I'm going to pick it up, take a cue from our poet laureate. I'm also the thing that stands between you and after PechaKucha drinks, so let's get to it. I do want to say before we start that I think you're going to get full circle, as you've heard some amazing stories of how the past inspired some of our speakers. Now, my topic is going to be a little bit about how the past kind of traumatized me. So I'm going to talk to you, unless you've been under a rock, you have heard Encanto, or your kids have bothered you about Encanto, or you haven't talked about Bruno. But the point is, this little gem just came out 5 months ago. It's hard to believe it because it feels like it's been on forever. But Encanto, along with everything that it's brought, has also taught us a little bit about some of those things under the surface as we think about our journey as an immigrant community. And it does start with a matriarch. It starts with the first generation. I love my grandmother. Anyone who knows me knows I worship the woman. But there are some aspects that when I saw Encanto, I had to do a double take. I had to look again and say, whoa, 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 whoa. Is that my abuela? Is that what she taught me? And the first lesson that I hadn't really talked to myself about, but I did have to have a hard conversation, was all of this idea of earning the miracle. For those of you who haven't seen Encanto, super sorry, spoilers. But this idea of earning the miracle, and she did teach me. She did teach me I had to earn my worth, which was amazing. It made me the woman I am. It gives me the resilience. But at the same time, what it set up was this really strange idea that if I wasn't dedicated only to earning my keep, I wasn't worth it. I wasn't worthwhile. And the idea that is perpetuated over and over and over, whom I love, from someone whom I love, that unless I really kept the miracle going, unless I showed my worth through dedication to her point of view of always, always being resilient, was something I didn't even know was part of who I was, or the dark side of who I was. And that really takes me to the first therapy lesson, poor Luisa. Now, there's always somebody in the family who is resilient to the point where no cracks show, where they're strong. And that was me for the longest time. And now it's my youngest sister. And the whole notion of this therapy session I'm talking about is that, honestly, there was never a time in my life where I said no. Yes, I will translate. Yes, I will work in the fields until, I am tired and exhausted. Yes, I will go and basically represent you in a court of law, even though I'm only 10. Yes, 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 because I can handle it. And never in my mind did I ever think that showing any kind of weakness was going to affect me. And interestingly enough, when this song comes out, Surface Pressure, it awoke all kinds of things in my being. The idea of the drip, drip, drip that never stops, that many of us that are generations from these amazing, hardworking people don't realize we have a constant pressure, always, always. And for me, it started very young. And I had to show that resilience physically in the labor. There's me picking grapefruit. So if you ever ate a grapefruit, it might have been me who picked it. But it also is me as an adult showing the resilience and the tough exterior, not just as your first lady, but as a professional. This picture is rare, but I have come to accept the fact that idleness is something that is necessary for me. And even though you never really see me this way, I'm showing you, unless Ron posted it. I think he did post this. But the point is that I never saw myself this way. I never understood that I could embrace idleness. The second therapy lesson was about not having to embrace being perfect. Because many times when you are helping your family advance, immigrant populations want to make sure that they fit in. And my grandmother always wanted me to fit in. Erika, be clean. Erika, be polite. Erika, be a lady. I could never be messy. I could never be angry. And I could definitely never be sad or have any kind of mental pressure that showed out to the world. And this is something that, again, this character really honed in on what happens when you cannot show emotion, but you repress it to the point where you honestly don't know who you really are and you're practiced. And so here I am being the perfect Catholic. Here I am trying to accomplish the perfect body. Shout out, Mara. There I am trying to be the perfect student. And most of my young adult life, I wanted to make my family proud and I wanted to earn my worth. And so this was the result of a lifetime that eventually, as I became a professional, also manifested in me trying to be the perfect boss, the perfect employee. And it really was something that over the course of the years, when I speak now to young women, I'm like, girls, let it loose. Because quite frankly, it is not realistic. It is not realistic to chase a balance. It's more realistic to chase the boundaries in your life. Let the messy hair come out. Let somebody from the Express News take this picture of you wearing God knows what on your hair. Let someone see you take off your makeup. The point here is that I really needed Encanto to tell me that it was okay to break that. And I knew it, but it was amazing to see it. The final therapy lesson I got was from this wonderfully imperfect, perfect girl, right? Maribel. The one that represents the idea that, yeah, maybe I'm not gifted and maybe I'm failing at all these expectations I just told you. I'm not resilient. I'm not perfect. I'm not always contained. And what that did is it gives her the ability to question. And what this movie did do for me is it allowed me to question myself. It allowed me to question, can I be angry at some of the people I love so dearly? Can I have this conversation? But more importantly, can I make sure I don't pass this on to my son and have him think he has to be perfect or have him think he has to be stoic or resilient? And so the other part of it was that for me, it was also about embracing the support system that I have built. Some of my friends in the audience whom I love dearly and they know who they are out here supporting me even now in this. And what I think is wonderful is that this particular girl brings about a change in this movie because what her focus is about knowing that there's another side, having this amazing discussion that says it's okay to fall apart because guess what? Your system will reunite you. It's okay that our country fell apart because we will reunite ourselves. It is okay. And Adam Grant is on a roll tonight because here's how I'm finishing this. My notion is that Encanto has given me the ability to think of myself as a good ancestor, not a dutiful descendant, but someone who is going to take on the responsibility to ensure that I let my son know he can be a Maribel and he can be okay and he doesn't have to earn the worth, but at the same time, be diligent and be honorable to my grandmother and my family in knowing that I've passed on the great parts of who they are in my being. So with that, thank you very much, and I hope that you all see the movie.
All right. Thank you so much, Erika. I got some hard-hitting questions for you.
Sounds good.
You ready? Okay, what's your favorite Encanto song?
Dip, 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 like it never stops. Whoa! Pressure like a tip, tip, tip that is ready to pop. Whoa, oh. I listen to it every morning.
Yeah. All right. I had to ask.
Yeah.
All right. What's some advice you have for young Latino professionals just graduating from college and getting into business?
I think the biggest thing you should know is that the world has no rules anymore. After 2 years, you're able to go out and kind of put your stakes out. be able to be open with your supervisors and say, here's where I want to go and take my career. The other thing they should know is that you're a very rare asset. An educated Latino who knows what they want is very rare, and everyone is trying to scoop you up, so go get that job.
Thank you so much. Also, can you give me that HEB discount on some brisket? Because that meat's expensive, girl.
Only if you shop with me and I use my partner discount card. Anyone who works at HEB gets a partner discount card.
All right.
Some percentages off.
All right, remind me to track down some more HEB employees when you're busy. Thank you so much, Erika. I appreciate everything you do for San Antonio and everything you've done for me. Thank you so much.